This week, we're going to talk about everything that happened in week 2. Is Justin Fields finally a bust? Is Jalen Hurts, has he already peaked in the NFL? What's going on with the Bengals? All this and more on tonight's episode of the Beerly Football Podcast. Hello and welcome back to the Beerly Football Podcast. It's about football but beerly. I am your host, Zachary Smith. Joined me as always is the man with a plan, and that is to be wrong for an entire NFL season. It's Kerry Dempsey.
So don't worry, I'll get some right.
Eventually.
I think I had 2 things right this week over compared to 0 last week. So improvement,
And the biggest Tua fan this side of the Milky Way galaxy, it's Trevor Scott.
I wouldn't call myself a fan. I appreciate him. I wouldn't call myself a fan. But, yeah, man.
How we doing tonight, boys?
Happy to be here. It sometimes sucks being an idiot Monday through Saturday, but when Sunday rolls around and I feel like the smartest man on the planet, it's all worth it, man. And I know I get to come here and talk to you guys about it, drink some beer. I'm in a great mood. How are you guys feeling?
Feeling good.
Lovely.
Feeling pretty good. We're going to talk some college football here in a second.
Yeah.
A big segment on Trevor's favorite team. But before we get into that, why don't we talk about what we're drinking tonight? What are we having, Kerry?
I'm going with a My Boy Blue. I think I've had this on the show before. Got a lot of them. Do we get the same one, Zach?
Kerry, no. We are on theme, though. Let me
Wow.
tell you, we are on theme.
Yeah.
This is good stuff. I like it. I would recommend this. Easy an 8.5 out of 10. It's good stuff.
All right, and I have from a local company. They just moved into Gainesville, Georgia. It's Nofo Brewing Company. I've got a Bluebird Day.
Ooh. Bluebird Day.
It's a Czech Pilsner. They are literally within walking distance of my apartment right now. So
Sure.
I'm going to be bringing a couple of different drinks. Probably the next couple weeks I'm going to have them on. So shout out to Nofo Brewing Company.
How much can you taste the blueberries in that? Because mine's like, it's all blueberries.
This is literally just a Pilsner. It's really easy to drink, but it is just a Czech Pilsner, which is a little hoppier than your typical Pilsner, but it's just a Pilsner.
Sure.
Harry saw the name was Bluebird, and he was like, that's got to taste like blueberries, right?
Yeah?
I think they do have a blueberry drink, but I don't have it. So.
Darn.
But it is
If
blue. It just have blue in the name.
That's true. I thought I saw blueberries there. I guess I'm tired. Zach, what do you think the over-under is on Trevor drinking a beer tonight or something that isn't a beer? I think he promised us last week he would drink a beer this week.
I think he did. I believe. Go back in the archives. I might have to edit this and post, but I think we go back in the archives and he said something about having a beer this week. Trevor, what are you drinking tonight?
Sadly, I had some Chang left in the fridge, so I brought it out, I got like 3 or 4 of them left in the fridge, and when those run out, if they haven't sponsored us by then, it's over. I'm not drinking them on the show anymore. I'll just drink them in my private life, while the camera's not rolling. But yeah, man, I'm ready to slug this. I'm ready to talk about some ball. There's nothing blue about this at all, but one of us will be feeling blue by the end of this episode.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Probably me.
So let's go ahead and talk about college football real quick. Trevor, your Florida Gators knocked off Tennessee Volunteers. Why can't they win in the swamp, Trevor? Why can't they win in the swamp?
Who?
Tennessee.
It's just like
0-10 in the swamp in the last 10 meetings.
That's rough.
That's tough.
It's pretty bad. I mean, first of all, the environment, it is what it is, Huge school down in the SEC. Those fans go crazy. Every game's got to be a sellout. But there are just some games that are, like, personal every year.
Yeah.
Like, I know Tennessee fans were hanging Tennessee flags from the Gainesville exit sign on the interstate. Like, there was fights at the bar the night before. But, I don't know. LSU, Georgia, Florida State, those games just, like, and it's hard to go 4-0 because those are teams you play every year.
Mm-hmm.
But those games sting when you lose.
Yeah.
So like when the talent level is close and it's like, I mean, they were ranked 11th. Florida was unranked. I mean, you still know it's two very good SEC schools. Like you knew it was going to be a close game. So when it's going to be a close game, do your business. And Florida dominated on the O line and the D line.
Yeah, they did.
Tennessee's O line couldn't keep up. Their D line wasn't getting any press on Graham Mertz, and so that's all it took.
Yeah,
I heard.
I think the punt of the week goes to Tennessee quarterback.
Yeah, Joe Milton
on that Joe Milton on that pass to the middle of nowhere, just a Florida safety within 50 yards of that thing.
Yeah,
that was the most wild interception I think I've seen in a long time.
I think he got hit when he threw it with Kerry. How much does that guy weigh that hit him? Trey Watson?
Oh, it was like 450. That big boy?
Yeah.
That boy can eat.
He's huge.
He could
6'5".
clean out a Golden Corral.
Milton's just a weird quarterback because like he'll make like 3 or 4 insane great throws a game and he'll just do nothing the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I feel like he's not gonna like excel, or he's not gonna look like he's excelled in college, but he really needs some good coaching. But yeah, the arm is there. He needs to get bigger too.
He's got a cannon for an arm. I mean,
he does. He can throw it.
He can sling that thing 60 yards with the flick of a wrist. But again, like Trevor said, you need good coaching to back that up. Any other games you guys want to talk about this week?
Colorado was lit.
We could do that one last. What about the game right outside Trevor's apartment? Alabama almost losing to USF? What was that?
I mean, they just Alabama, very talented team. Their quarterback room in absolute shambles right now. They don't have a guy that can get the ball to the weapons.
3 quarterbacks in 1-2 weeks? That's who's even starting next week? This week?
It's going to be the guy who started week 1 and 2.
Milroe?
Yeah, Milroe.
At least he can move the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's just at some point, like I know that they want to be like a power run team. It's who they've been for such a long time. Even when they had Jalen Hurts, even when they had Tua, they still were a primary running team. They'd use the play action off of that to work the ball down the field. But at the end of the day, I mean, they don't have a quarterback that can get the ball to the weapons that they have. So everybody right now is loading the box against Alabama and winning at the line of scrimmage. Run game's not working. They don't have a quarterback that can work the ball down the field.
I also want to say, my boy Sam Hartman keeps cooking. Heisman, baby. I hate Notre Dame. Love Sam Hartman. He's playing great.
Why do you hate Notre Dame?
Same way. I hate Notre Dame.
Not a fan.
I
know why Zach hates Notre Dame. But
Who
Kerry,
likes
why do
Notre
you hate
Dame?
Notre Dame?
Why would you ever like Notre Dame?
Rudy?
They're one of the top 2 worst fan bases in college football.
My whole family.
Miami?
No, them in Ohio State. Ohio State fans are awful, and so are Notre Dame fans.
There's something about a cocky Florida State fan that makes me want to commit
Yeah, I don't like Florida State fans either.
a misdemeanor or two. But
Yeah, there's a lot of close near upsets this week. BC almost knocked out Florida State.
I knew that was going to be a close game. I called it from the get. BC plays everybody tough. If you go in there sleepwalking, they're going to put points on you and make it tough, and they did. They almost came back and won that game.
And even Georgia looked slow. South Carolina got out to a strong start early, but couldn't hang on.
I loved watching them lose to Spencer Rattler, dude.
Carson Beck, another guy, overrated quarterback, not doing his job. I think he's not much of an improvement over Jalen Milroe, honestly. I don't think he's that good.
But he's not doing anything.
He doesn't have to do anything. Georgia's defense is really, really talented. He's got weapons, especially tight end like Brock Bowers, who can be your safety net.
Hasn't even used that much this year. That's
huh?
I mean, they haven't played anybody, but still. Trevor, what you want to talk about? Obviously, the big game last week. What are your thoughts, Colorado boy?
Colorado State. First of all, just back to the last thing we were talking about, Georgia. I just want to go on record. It's September, whatever, way before September 19th. I just want to go on record and say that Florida is going to beat Georgia this year. Y'all could laugh at me, whatever.
Hey, man,
we'll see.
I'm rooting
up
for
in
you.
Jacksonville.
I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you.
Up in
Graham Mertz is
Jacksonville.
the new Tebow, honestly.
Graham Mertz. I didn't talk that much about the Florida game. I mean, he's all right, but this is the best game I've seen Billy
Etienne?
Napier coach since he's been there. He's from Louisiana Lafayette.
No. Who's the real coach of the University of Florida? I think it's a guy named Trevor. If you ever watch a Florida game with Trevor, he just stands up, sits there, and coaches the team on the entire game. He thinks he's the
I
coach
don't
of the
usually
team.
watch Gators games with anyone. I usually watch them alone because they do a lot to my
Trevor
emotions.
is standing up there. I'm gonna reenact Trevor with this blank screen behind me.
Yeah, I mean, I was.
Come on, boys!
That's exactly
Got
what
a
I looked like.
Exactly it.
Harry, how many times do you think I said Ricky in the first quarter?
You were going pretty hard in that first quarter. I mean, thankfully,
What are
the
we
Florida
doing?
let Billy Napier coach his own team, but until that, it was Coach Trev Scott.
Listen,
You know,
Trevor,
I
I don't hate on it. I don't hate on it because I'm the same way with Miami games.
Yeah.
Carrie's just jealous that no good team has ever come out of New Hampshire.
Hey, we
I
BC.
BC's not New Hampshire, buddy.
You're a team.
It's all the same up there.
You got UMass.
Woo. Look
Yeah.
out. Look out for UMass.
You know Jesse Britt went there?
Who?
Zach, you know Jesse Britt
Jesse Britt?
from the high school? Maybe not.
I think
All right.
so. I don't know.
I think it was a running back or something. But anyways, you asked me about Colorado State. That was a fun one, dude. I mean, they're just honestly Colorado is must-see TV. Like
They are.
it's just like the whole week building up to this game, it was like 5 days straight of like drama, and like you couldn't go on the internet without seeing Coach Prime saying something or one of the Colorado State coaches or players clapping back, and then before the game, they all met at midfield and were exchanging pleasantries. Like Colorado's must-see TV. And then I actually wanted them to lose this game. Like I'm not a hater, but I thought they were like kind of flying a little too high, a little too cocky. They were 1-11 last year. Colorado State's won this game for a while. I don't know if that's true, but
No, it's not.
I think they won it last year though.
No, they didn't.
But
That was Colorado's only win.
oh really?
Yes. It was against
Well, anyway,
Colorado
I wanted
State.
Colorado State to win.
I believe
And that was
so.
just cute. Yeah, I wanted Colorado State to win. They came out, punched them in the mouth, but
Game shouldn't have been as close as it was. This
It's
shouldn't have
something
gone.
new every week with Colorado. But it sucks that Travis Hunter is out 3 weeks. They don't have a chance against Oregon. Sadly, Oregon ducks by 50 this week.
Oh,
Wow.
oh wow. Okay,
Watch
let's see if the
550.
curse holds true.
This might
Let Bo Nix cook.
does it really count for if I do it for the favorite though?
Mm-hmm. Still counts.
Okay, fuck it.
You've done it for the favorite when it was the Bucks by like 60 times now.
Yeah, sadly.
And there's
But yeah, they got them. They got you. Wait, do they play Oregon this week or is that next week?
this week, Oregon, next week is USC.
I thought there was another game in there, like Arizona State or something.
No, I think it's back to back. I'm pretty sure.
No, I thought there was a game before that.
I think they play
before
Arizona
Oregon.
State and then Oregon, but I could be wrong. Let me
No,
check.
Oregon's this Saturday, the 23rd.
Well,
Okay.
then I'm off it.
Okay.
There's some other good games this week. Florida State, Clemson.
Wait, before we
UC.
move on from that, what did you guys think about Colorado fans storming the field? Because I saw a lot of people saying they were a 20-point favorite. You don't need to storm the field after beating a team when you're a 20-point favorite. Guys, it's a rivalry game.
It's a
And it was
fun
like
time
more
to be
about the moment too.
Huh?
Like it was a huge comeback. Like
Yeah.
I said, it's been like 5 days, maybe even more, leading up to it.
Yeah.
Coaches going back and forth, players going back and forth. Like there was a
Double-
lot of passion. Okay, it wasn't an upset. You were supposed to win the game, but it was passionate. Go celebrate.
Yeah, how many games are going, double overtime? When did that game end? Like 12:30, 1 a.m.?
Something like
We
that.
should go to an
Our
FPCU
time.
women's basketball game and storm the floor after.
Let's do it.
I'm not going to be doing that because I don't want to get arrested.
Like they play Mercer or something. And just storm it.
Yeah.
We could walk in there in the parking lot with probably like, if we had 100 Four Locos, we could get 150.
We'd
students.
probably be dead.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying drink them. I'm saying
No.
Pass
I was
him
like,
out. Be like, yo, we'll give you this, but you have to rush the floor with us after the game. I feel like
I
we
don't
can
think
get
they,
it done.
I don't think they get 100 students at FGC women basketball games.
Well, then we got to
It's
recruit
all
some elderly. I can
if
do
you
that.
ever
I'm
go
good
to
with
an
the elderly.
FGCU sporting event, it is 80% 75 years and up.
Yeah.
The oldest fan base in all of college sports, honestly.
That's probably true.
All right, should we head on to Pick'em?
Yeah, let's go to pick
We
'em.
should. Sadly,
Right.
still winning.
Sadly.
Still in first place. I went 2 for 3 again.
Both
Zach,
of us
yeah, both of you guys went 1 for 3 again, right?
three.
Did I
Zach,
really? Damn.
Yeah, we all picked the Bengals. Zach picked the Jags to beat the Chiefs, and both of you guys picked the Lions to beat the Seahawks.
Wait, Zach went 0 for 3.
Yeah, I went 0 for 3 then.
So I went 1 for
Oh,
Damn.
my goodness.
3. 0 for. Rough.
So I'm checking in at 4 for 6. Zach 1 for 6. Carrie 3 for 6. We
I
are
don't
really.
No, he's
I might
2
have
for
been-
6.
Yeah, I won 1 for 2 last week.
And you're
Oh man, we
4
are.
for 6. Okay.
Rough start.
Long
Rough.
season. Long season. We're
Long
fine.
season.
Well, like I said, we post this on all our socials. I post a little short TikTok on our TikTok, which is at Beerly Sports, and we had a good crowd come back and play this week on there as well. But 0 winners. The Bengals threw a lot of people off,
Yeah.
just like it threw the Giants
Dang.
off. So,
0?
0, a big.
I mean-
I'll make sure to talk some shit this next week. Really rile up the fan base. Get some winners next week. But yeah, this was a hard week too. So. Kerry, you got some Twitter winners, or do we get a goose egg there too?
Between Twitter and Instagram, this was the worst week percentage-wise people getting right ever. I think we had about maybe 240 total played. We had 10 get it right.
Wow.
We had no repeat winners from last week, so nobody is perfect to open the season. It's a rough start to pick them for the year. It's been tough. But shout out to all the people that won. Again, he said follow us on Instagram at Beerly Football. Play along with us there. Follow us on Twitter, Beerly Football. Apply to our tweets that come out Friday. Get all 3 right. We'll shout you out on the pod. So, again, a very tough week. Most everyone had the Lions. That's what threw people off. So, we only had 10 winners. Congrats to all of you, and let's go. Our week 2 pick winners. At Parco Parcha, Brewers fan. At Skullmaster BC, 62 years, bleeding purple. At _Kudya, memes, politics, and sports. At War Chant Kingdom, Chiefs fan. At The Gun Show 55, Raven and Hogs fan. At R. Weed in Meyer, Crown Victoria stan. At MLUL Welling, he identifies as blessed. At Lakowski Elaine, Chiefs fan. At Reno Tom, DC 1981 from the 951. And at the Craziest Cat's Eye, NFL/Marbles 1 expert.
Wow. That's
Very,
rough.
yeah, we were getting 60, 70 right last year, about 10 and I think 18 last week.
Games
so
we're
it's been
picking
a
are
rough
just
start.
harder. Gonna have to try harder to win.
Guess so.
Tough.
All right, Trevor, what we got for this week?
Chef Pick'em cooked up some hard ones this week as well. We got a team that went 0-2 at home their first 2 weeks. That's the LA Chargers going into Minnesota, take on the Vikings. Chargers at Vikings at 1 p.m. on Sunday.
Damn.
Whoever loses, their season is
Right, but 2 0-2 teams. So
the line is even right now. Actually,
Is it actually?
really, this is a hard
my
one.
God.
Yeah.
What the golly.
This is a tough one.
I'm gonna go.
I know
I'm going Vikings. Chargers defense has looked awful, and Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins have been tearing up early on this season. So it's going to be a close one, but I think Justin Herbert's going to start the year 0-3.
I'm inclined to agree with. Actually,
It's so close.
It's very close.
It's very
This team,
close.
yeah. Watch
I asked
watch
Trevor-
the final score of this game be like 38-3 or something. Whoever wins.
Golly, I am gonna go. I want to say Kirk and the Vikings get it done. But I am going to go with the Chargers. And I don't have a good reason for it. But I need to make up ground. So
That's
I'm
true.
going to go Chargers.
I'm going to go Chargers, too.
Damn it. Can I change my answer?
You can, if you want to.
Yeah.
The world is your oyster.
Yeah, I'm
Stick to your gun.
going to go Chargers. I like the Chargers.
Okay, so 2 Chargers, 1 Vikings. The next game, pretty sure.
Can I just tell you guys a quick stat?
Yeah.
I'm just going to give you quarterback A and quarterback B. Who do you think's had the better season so far? Quarterback A is 49 of 75 for 65% completion, 715 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Quarterback B, 64 of 88, 72% completion, 708 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception.
I know who these 2 quarterbacks are because I did research.
I do, too.
Darn.
The second one is Kirk. Who's the first one?
Tua. For how like applaud Tua's got, he has 7 more yards than Kirk Cousins, 2 less touchdowns.
Okay, well, that's because we don't go out there
And
and
one more
watch
pick.
stats run across the screen for 3 hours. We watch a game that is being played.
Yeah, we watched that the great system that Mike McDaniel runs. It's honestly
Think Wall
brilliant.
Street, bro.
It's the first time. So
Okay.
when watching the Patriots game, it's the first time that I really paid attention to what Mike McDaniel was doing. Brilliant play calling. Almost impossible to defend.
It's impossible to defend, and okay, I know you don't want to give Tua any credit.
No,
his release
wait.
time.
First off, I put him at number 4 in my quarterback list. I don't want to give Tua any credit. That's the dumbest thing you've ever said.
It seems like you don't want to give Tua a lot of credit.
I'm saying that Mike McDaniels has created a system to get the ball out of Tua's hands fast.
In 2.05 seconds.
Yeah.
That game also showed the Dolphins' passing attack can be stopped.
Wheel flat.
Was it stopped?
Did they go off to it? 240 yards? Hill only had 40. It wasn't. They played the running game. Mostert went off.
Yeah.
But this wasn't.
Yeah.
The Patriots defense was able to shut them down. Which
I wouldn't say shut
after
them
the
down.
Patriots
If they would have
doing
shut
that-
them down, they would have lost the game.
the Patriots lost the game because Mac Jones is a loser and can't win shit. But
That's not
this
what
makes
happened.
you think.
That's not what happened.
Okay, if the Patriots defense can do that, what happens when we see like a Jets or somebody else play them? With
You really think the Jets are going to beat the Dolphins right now?
when Aaron
You
Rodgers
really
comes
think
back
he
with
is going to go
17,
in there
baby?
and go crazy?
I'm
chance, dude.
Yeah, so
Are we supposed to be picking games right now?
yeah, what are we doing
Arguing
here?
about Tua?
I'm very confused. Okay.
Anyways, our second game is, I'm pretty sure, another 1 p.m. This is another tough game, so y'all better
Actually,
really
I'm
be on
changing my
it.
answer
This
to the
week.
Vikings. I've thought about it. It's the Vikings. Vikings are
Okay.
good.
I'll let it happen.
You're
I'll let
supposed
it
to
happen.
pick more less in the middle games this week. He did not do that.
Well, if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Maybe next week I'll tone it down a little bit, depending on how this does. But next game is going to be the Saints traveling to Lambeau to take on Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers.
It's an easy pick
This
for
is
me.
another one. Huh?
This is an easy pick for me, actually.
Really?
But y'all go ahead.
I will take the Saints.
I'm gonna take the Saints. I'll talk about them later. But as bad as this offense has looked, this defense is insane, and their offense can't look worse. And the Packers, they're still young.
Packers are
Saints.
winning this football game, guys.
Okay.
Packers are winning this football game. Hate
This
to say
game
it.
this game has potential to be like a one that's like scored in the teens or like the low 20s. But I really hope this is at least like a 25-point game each. Like I want to see a little like quarterback success here.
I
don't
will
wanna see you guys
guarantee
give it up
24 by the Packers.
against that Saints defense.
Yep.
These are two good defenses and two like kind of wild card
Saints-
quarterbacks.
The Saints defense has given up 1 touchdown in 2 weeks. Yes, they haven't played great teams.
Oh, wait.
But,
Wait. What'd you say, Kerry? They haven't... Who'd they play in 2 weeks?
Bryce Young.
Titans and the Panthers.
Oh, so 2 shit teams, and they allowed 1 touchdown. Congrats. Okay, moving on.
Are they supposed to allow like? Are they supposed to give up like 40 points a game? And we're what? So we're going against them for not playing well?
I'm just saying the Saints defense isn't that good. They've played bad teams.
You're saying it isn't that good because they've dominated bad teams. What?
Yeah, exactly. Am I impressed when Miami beats Bethune-Cookman 38-3? No. Am I impressed that Georgia wiped the floor with Ball State? No. Am I impressed when the Cowboys dominate the Jets? No.
That reminded me of something that Billy Napier said, which I hate Billy Napier, but I don't hate him, just never been a fan. But called a very good game Saturday, and then in his press conference, because the Gators are playing Charlotte next week, he said, we paid him $1 million to beat them by 65, so we're going to beat them by 65. So that was pretty awesome. Anyways, our last game, let's try to get this done in less than 20 minutes.
Quick.
Our last game, I think this might be Sunday Night Football. Probably not, though. I have a really bad memory. We got the Steelers going to Vegas. I'm taking the home team.
Wait, I need to check what you've been saying because
last
week you said it wrong.
Okay, people make mistakes. I was drunk last time. I was sober this time. So Steelers at the Raiders.
Steelers at the Raiders.
I'm taking the Raiders.
Taking the Raiders, okay.
The more I think about it, the more I don't want to, but yeah, I'll take the Raiders, whatever. Is this the Sunday Night Football?
Yeah.
Is it actually?
That makes me want to take the Steelers.
Give me the Steelers. Steelers.
That's back.
Give me the Raiders still.
Steelers.
I'm going to go Steelers too. Jimmy G's tendency to make mistakes, and that Steeler defense is still nasty. And their offense can't get worse. So
yeah, that's true.
Zach, me and you picked 3 different teams for 3 different games, so you're either going to close that gap or you're going to stretch it out, dude.
Yes, sir.
Those going all in week 3.
Well, I honestly I like my picks. I think the Vikings should absolutely torch that defense for the Chargers. I think that.
You don't think Herbert should too?
I mean, he'll probably have a great game.
The Vikings defense is not as bad as people keep saying it is, and it's.
You're getting really defensive, dude. It's okay.
Anyway.
Defense is good.
Anyway, I think that the Browns are a better team than the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Steelers just beat the Browns. And
defensively they are.
Yeah, I think they're a better team. I think they have a better team.
That offense sucks, dude. Bro got outplayed by Kenny Pickett last night, who looked like a turtle.
What do you guys think about Gainesville Zone?
AR-15?
Gainesville Zone.
The rapper?
The alleged Deshaun Watson burner account on Twitter.
Oh, that you sent us?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of makes me... I kind of want to do that, like, for, like, these random NFL players and see if anybody thinks that I'm a burner.
Probably would.
People already think you're a burner.
Yeah, that's true.
Last night when... I think Landon Roberts or some Steelers linebacker started fighting and then was like, please take out Deshaun Watson. Please just drag him on the ground. Oh.
Myles Garrett. Go Myles Garrett on him.
Deshaun Watson, can we just say he looks awful?
Yeah, he looked bad.
Well, it's time for him to be Superman, though.
He looks worse than he did last year.
Yeah.
The Browns could have Baker Mayfield for 1/15 of what they're paying Watson.
Yeah.
It's his time to be Superman, though. That's his whole thing, you know? So, no Nick Chubb. It's time
He's
for him
really
to
Superman, isn't he? He's very super.
By the way, is Kirk Cousins the best guy in the NFL or what?
No way.
I love Kirk Cousins, man.
Yeah, he's a great dude. You can't not like him.
Throws a good pass to Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson fumbles it out of the back of the end zone. Hey, if I would have thrown that ball more perfect.
He didn't control that ball. That would piss me off. That was not a catch in the first place. It was an incomplete pass.
I've never seen Tyreek Hill do that. I don't know.
I've seen Tyreek Hill do worse stuff to people.
No, you haven't. You have not seen that.
He said the Patriots have one of the worst fan bases in the NFL. I was like, what are you talking?
And then his fans took that to heart by killing one.
Yeah.
Literally committing murder.
Fucking Dolphins, man.
Didn't somebody else die? Oh, Nick Chubb got hurt. Yeah. I thought we were going to bring that up like right away on the podcast.
Yeah, Nick Chubb, really gruesome injury. I believe
it should have been Deshaun Watson.
To his, I believe it was his left knee. Looked like Minkah Fitzpatrick went low on him, trying to cut him down, and his leg got stuck and rolled over. It was not pretty looking.
And Minkah's out too.
Is he?
From that same play, yeah. He was ruled out for the game. Not sure how long he'll be out too. Rough times. We're cursed. Monday Night Football. I don't know who's playing this Monday night, but watch out because somebody's going to be out for the year.
I'm glad it's not the Jags.
Maybe it might be Joe Burrow.
You know, Nick Chubb had that really that weird one in college too on the sideline.
Same knee.
No, it's just it's Kerry cursing him because if you remember a fantasy football running back episode, I was like, you guys should take Nick Chubb because unlike the other running backs, he'll always be healthy.
Dude, you said Justin Herbert MVP. I can't wait till that curse cashes in. It's gonna happen to him. He's gonna get abducted by aliens.
Yeah, Justin Herbert disappears off the face of the planet. Trevor throws a party the very next second that's announced.
No, Trevor would be sad because what else?
You know what I would do? I would record the next episode, but I would pay one of my friends to squirm around in a black trash bag in my bed or something.
You go over there and just start punching it. Shut up! Shut up, Justin!
Shut up, Justin! Bad Justin! All right, do we want to talk about our QB list before we hit into?
Yeah, let's talk about the QB list. I'm gonna go ahead.
Zach.
Yeah.
I have your notifications on Twitter, and I was chilling today, and I saw you tweeting your list, and you inspired me to sit down for 15, 25 minutes and write this list out. These quarterback indexes are fun.
Yeah, I love doing the quarterback rankings. It's probably my favorite thing that we do every year.
Do you guys read the NFL ones?
No, because they're all garbage. Trevor, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What makes you put Lamar Jackson at 5?
Okay, so it's this is not the 2-week body of work that we've seen, my list.
Yeah. Obviously.
I have a book that I bring with me into a meeting with each of these players, and I hit the player with the same book. But I sympathize with them. I understand their situation.
Okay.
We should all just ask each other about our lists.
Huh?
Just each of us ask questions to the other about each of our lists without bringing up our own.
That's fair. Okay. Lamar Jackson at 5. Just kind of, when you think of Lamar Jackson, you think of that MVP year, the playoff, whatever, and just about how exciting he is. But just when I've seen him play this year, whatever. When I see him playing this year, it's pretty much he's just been getting the job done. He hasn't been super flashy, but week 1 they got the job done. They controlled the clock. They played Houston. They didn't play good, but no quarterback played good week 1, really, minus a few of them. Lamar, it's just been – I didn't really know where to put him. But, the names that I have behind him, those guys have – Lamar, I think he's turned the ball over twice, and it was both in week 1. This week he played a very complete game. Took care of the ball, ran for 50, 60 yards, threw for 200 something, went up and down, scored, and just controlled the clock and played their game.
Okay.
But like it's just, and Hurts at 4, like if you look at the 2-week body of work we've seen, that's not a top 4 quarterback, but reaching back into last year, the 20 weeks we saw of him, I know who Jalen Hurts is. And another thing with a lot of these quarterbacks, I know who these quarterbacks are. It's just like kind of what I've seen lately.
Okay. I was just curious because what made me, and I'm not going to, if someone wants to ask me about Lamar, I'll tell them why I put him where I put him. But what made me drop Lamar as low as I have is because despite all the offseason hype about this is the best weapons Lamar has ever had, he's going to look better, all this stuff, we haven't really seen him improve this year over last year. In fact, he's played worse this year through 2 weeks than he was playing at the beginning of last year. He was playing very well last year before the injury and then deciding not to come back. But I mean he was in an MVP conversation at one point last year. But
played really well this week.
He played well this week, but
you can still tell, like, after week 1, there's still a question mark around his arm. Like, he didn't solve that.
Yeah.
Not solved.
Yeah. And
like,
so what I was expecting coming into this season, and I had him high in my off-season rankings for quarterbacks. The reason what I was expecting coming into this year, okay, Lamar now has weapons. Okay, that's not an excuse anymore. And then from what I saw in week 1 was not great. What I saw in week 2 was good, but again, he didn't wow me. And I was expecting to be wowed by this offense, given the weapons that they've added. Now, Zay Flower does look really good. So
OBJ is kind of disappointing, and another thing with Lamar, like keeping him so high, putting him so high, like I know who Lamar is. Like he's a great player playing okay. He's a great player playing like good. He's a great player playing okay. So like that's why I have him high. Like if there's a bad player playing good, like he's not gonna, because AR-15, I think he's playing amazing, but he's barely in my top 20 just because.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Okay.
And Lamar's in his 6th season. He could be better with the weapons, but I don't think we're going to see like him suddenly explode into a great passer. I think maybe like little improvement. We're never going to see a dominant passer in Lamar.
Okay. I was expecting a big boost in his passing ability, and I just haven't seen that.
Zach, I don't want to hear your response on this at all.
Mm-hmm.
But Desmond Ridder over Derek Carr is just fucking stupid.
Why?
I don't even want to talk about it. You talk about Desmond Ridder all the time. He's so bad.
He's so bad.
He's a bottom 4 quarterback in the NFL.
Okay. By what
I
metric?
wouldn't say he's bottom 4.
By what metric is he bottom 4?
Have you ever watched him play?
I did watch him play. I watched almost every snap of the.
He had like 4 dropped interceptions last week. Does he have like 300 yards passing and like 1 touchdown?
I know week 1 was pretty rough for him, but both of those running backs went crazy. How high do you have Ridder?
He has him at 20.
Yeah, I know.
Where do you have Derek Carr?
21.
Shit.
Derek Carr
what is
has
that? What's
way better offensive weapons? Way better.
Does he?
Does he?
Way better?
Okay, who's better, Chris Olave or Drake London?
Chris Olave.
Okay, who's better? In terms of what we've seen so far in their career, who is better, Michael Thomas or Kyle Pitts?
What was done in the last 6 years? Zach.
Okay.
After that, would you rather have Bijan Robinson, Cordell Patterson, and Algier versus Tony Jones? Is it Tony Jones? Who's the guy starting for them last night? Tony Jones, I think.
the weapons thing is they both have weapons.
Jimmy Graham is worth 40.
But here's the thing. Kerry's criticizing a quarterback for handing the ball off instead of throwing for 500 yards when that's what this team is designed to do. It's designed to run the ball. I'm not expecting him to throw for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's not the way the team is designed.
It's because he can't throw. There's a reason it's designed that way.
or it's because
Kerry,
they drafted a running back in the first round when they already had
Exactly
Cordell
putting a guy
Patterson and Tyler
A
Algier.
guy that has played, 5 career games, who has, I don't think, ever thrown for more than like 220 yards in a game. You have him as a top 20 quarterback right now?
He's
What
doing
has
what he
he
needs
ever
to
done
do.
to say he's top 20?
He's doing what he needs to do, and he's not making big mistakes. What's so hard to understand about that, Kerry?
A lot.
Okay.
Zach, I don't know. For some reason, this offseason, the Falcons are like closing in on Jaguars. You're like second favorite team, and it's hilarious.
I like the Falcons. I like the way they're built. I think their
There's-
defense is good. I think their defense
Zach-
is good, not great. And I think this offense is well built to run the ball and then work off a play action.
Zach definitely started a Madden League with the Falcons. 100%.
I've started a Madden League with every team in the NFL.
That's true.
That means absolutely nothing.
Terry, where do you have Derek Carr? I have him at 15.
I have him at 14. He's obviously he's had a slow start, but I mean, it's going to get better. I can't wait.
That's what they said last year, Kerry. Did it get better? Did it get better last year?
I think we know what Derek Carr is.
Yeah.
He's an okay quarterback.
I can't wait to see Derek Carr with Kamara once they actually have a running game, too.
Do you guys want to read through these?
No.
No? What about our top 10?
We got to do our pick 'em, dude.
Hold on.
I already did pick 'em.
I'm confused by a couple things on your list, Kerry.
Tell me.
That's right, I said it.
You can find all our lists on our personal. Mine's Beerly Carey, Beerly Zach, Billy Trev Scott.
Why do you have Ryan Tannehill above Baker Mayfield, considering what they've done
I do
this year?
too. I do too.
Why?
It's not just Zach. Baker's had two good. Baker his career seems to be a trend of like random good play and then just back to crap.
Oh.
Baker's
you mean like
managing.
the crap that Ryan Tannehill has done so far this year?
He played with Justin Herbert.
Did he out carry?
What? What?
That is just not true.
That is true.
What?
That is just not true.
Who said what?
He had what, like 3 incompletions, passing touchdown, rushing touchdown? Yes, it's against the Chargers, but
I will say
Wait, I'm confused, Kerry. What were you saying about the Titans all offseason? No. What were you saying about the Titans all offseason? What were you saying about them?
What? I said they're going to win the division. I still think they will. They just beat the Chargers, who I had as having an MVP player on their team.
Yeah, but you've been wrong about everything so far this year, so I feel very good about you picking the Titans. What have you said about the Titans all offseason?
It's going to be hilarious, though, if, like...
Okay, he's just not going to answer.
What
you said, Kerry, was that the Titans have a very good defense, and that's why they're going to win the division.
Yes.
Okay. And what do we know? What do we know about the Chargers' defense?
The Titans' defense has been absolute dog shit, though.
Okay.
They have the worst secondary in the NFL.
Yeah, it's definitely not the fault of the quarterback that's thrown 4 interceptions so far this year. It's the fault of the defense that they've allowed points.
4 he's thrown 3, Zach. Come on.
Oh, he's thrown 3? My bad.
Don't test me on Tannehill. He's 20-24 for, I think, 250, 1 passing, 1 rushing last week. And a win.
So he didn't throw a touchdown and threw 3 interceptions his first week, and he's your 14th best quarterback. That's super interesting.
He's not my 14th best quarterback. He's my 18th.
I thought you said you put him at 14.
That was Carr.
Oh.
Tannehill's 18.
Right, yeah. Okay, but Baker has played good 2 weeks in a row. Not great, but good.
As Trevor said earlier, this is not just this season. He's looked really good. I had Baker at probably 27 at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, so did I.
I wouldn't even say he's looked really good. I wouldn't even say that. I would just say he's game managing. And
he's been a very good game manager. The Bucs defense is really lights out.
Baker Mayfield is a game manager who hasn't fucked up yet. That's what he's doing.
The problem is, if they're both game managers and one of them hasn't fucked up and the other one has,
Zach
who's the better quarterback this year? Right now,
last week,
who's the better quarterback? Who threw for more touchdowns last week?
Tannehill showed me more.
Zach's arguments are just weird because, like,
How is that a weird argument?
Me and Trevor is
Terry,
like
your argument for Ryan Tannehill for like 8 years in a row has been Ryan Tannehill is a great game manager, and then when he has a terrible game, and then
if your argument is that it's based on this year, Joe Burrow is 32nd, but you have him 8th because it's not just based on this year. Am I right?
No. Kerry, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. Okay?
No.
Yes, you are. You said Baker Mayfield. You said Baker Mayfield is a game manager. Ryan Tannehill, you said all along, game manager.
Game manager.
Who has played better this year? If they're both game managers, who has played better this year?
Baker.
I'll say
because Tannehill. It's not based on just this year. What Baker
You're right. Ryan Tannehill had a great season last year, didn't he, Kerry?
Better than Baker did.
Baker played like 3 games.
You're telling me why I should put Baker over Tannehill?
Yes.
And Tannehill was better last year.
He's playing better right now. Is yours a power ranking or not?
Mine is based on this year and based on
Is it a power ranking or not? Because if it's not a power ranking, this argument's irrelevant.
It's an index.
Okay, so
here's the funniest part, Trevor. I have him at 18 and 19, and Zach's losing his mind about it.
No, it's because you're saying I'm making a ridiculous argument to put Baker above Tannehill when it's one spot, and one of them has played good this year, and the other one has played a really bad game and then a decent game.
About putting Baker over Tannehill. I'm talking about your other ones. Because yours, here's what I think.
Yeah.
I just think yours are more based on this year than me and Trevor's are.
Okay.
Because Sam Howell at 15, I love Sam Howell, but 15?
Okay, so how many NFL teams are there?
32.
Okay, has he played as an above-average quarterback this year? In all the games that we've seen him, Kerry.
Week 1, he was very iffy. He was...
Played better than Tannehill in week 1.
Literally 31 quarterbacks in the NFL played better than Tannehill.
Where do you guys have Sam Howell?
You're goddamn right they did.
Yeah.
Where do you guys have Sam Howell?
I have Sam Howell at 24. Zach has him at 15.
I have him at 22. Just because I don't know what he is yet. He's played good, but I don't know what he is
He's
yet.
played 3 career games. It's a little high to put him higher up.
He's playing like a slightly above average NFL quarterback. I don't think it's crazy to put him at 15. When so many quarterbacks this year are playing like absolute dog shit.
Well, the index this year is very weird because you guys like Mahomes, Hurts, Burrow that are not playing well. But
it's weird because it's week 2, like, to be honest. Yeah.
So let me be clear.
One game,
mine is a power ranking.
Heavy.
A power ranking. It is not an index. It is a power ranking of quarterbacks. So it does take last year into account, but it heavily weighs how they're playing at the moment.
Yes.
Otherwise, Joe Burrow would be damn near in last place.
Was chilling.
Which brings me to my 5 points. Why does Joe Burrow suck butthole?
I'm just going to keep saying it's because he didn't get any training camp, any preseason. I feel like 2 weeks is maybe enough to like keep that going. Maybe 3 weeks. But if he still sucks in week 4, then we're going to have a conversation. But hopefully it's just like rust and jitters and I haven't played full speed since last year. He played fine in the second half.
They're always slow starters though. Like they started 0-3 or 0-2 last year.
0-2.
But I'm sure it'll come around.
But I don't think I've ever seen like. First off, I think Joe Burrow is very much a product of the weapons he has around him. So 100%. I'll say that first off. That's not saying he's a bad quarterback. I think he's a very good quarterback.
Every quarterback is.
Or not.
That's partially true. That's partially true. But given the way that he has played this year with the same weapons, it's very concerning, especially because there has not been a lot of turnover on that offense.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not getting concerned yet. I get what you're saying, but I'm not ready to get concerned yet.
I mean, I get it last year because they added Jamar Chase, and Jamar Chase struggled, the first couple weeks. They were calling him brick hands and all that stuff. And then turned around
Remember
and
when they said he couldn't see the ball?
Yeah.
Is Burrow not healthy? Because remember, people
They were talking about
weren't
his
sure
ankle again.
Yeah, because they weren't sure he was going to play week 1 or not.
People said he should sit out 5 weeks or something.
Yeah.
Well, if he's going to play like this, then I think that they're correct.
So you're going to put who's their back QB2 now?
I don't even.
Oh, it was that guy. Remember that guy we watched, Zach? That one, Jake Browning.
Hell yeah, Jake Browning, bring him out.
got Will
Washington
Greer,
product.
They do have, they have Will Greer in the practice squad.
I actually moved Will Greer up. He's gonna go off with that offense.
Honestly.
But honestly, Joe Burrow, I get it. They started 0-2 last year, but there was more turnover in that offense last year. You know what I mean? They had more weapons that they just added. This year, it's almost the same offense. Same players.
They got
Huh?
I thought Irv Smith Jr. was supposed to give this team a ring.
Yeah, I mean, he is the guy to give them a ring, so I don't know what's going on, but it's a lot of the same guys. I mean, the one change I can think of is Irv Smith, who's their Super Bowl key, but he just has not looked good, and it's a lot of the same guys he's thrown to. It's a lot of the same play calling. Jamar Chase said they needed to go with more go routes, take shots down the field. Maybe he's right. I don't know. But so far, Joe Burrow looks like he's struggling to read defenses. Maybe that they've found something in the offensive scheme of the Bengals to slow them down. But, I mean, he just hasn't looked very good. That's my point number 1.
Trevor, can you go 2? So I kind of stole my 1, so I want to get a different one.
I thought you had a really stellar number 1.
I'm not doing that one first.
Why don't you? Why don't you start us off with some heat?
All right. For all the defending it's on, Justin Herbert is not elite.
Welcome to the dark side, brother.
I've seen enough.
It's been a long fight.
I don't care that his defense sucks and that Staley should have been fired years ago. He looks exactly the same as he did last year. He's not looked any better. He's 100% healthy. His weapons are all there. And he's looked exactly the same as last year. He's still a very good quarterback, but he seems to be a younger Kirk Cousins with a better arm and better hair because he can put up yards, he can score, but his defense lets him down. And unless he ever takes that next step, he's going to have a better team around him if he ever wants to win. But at this rate, Justin Herbert is not elite and still a very good quarterback, but until I see some change, I don't think he's going to be the QB I thought he could be.
Okay, so there's a fit. Damn, I didn't give a second of silence until you. So there's for a quarterback, there's a physical aspect and a mental aspect. Nobody's really doubted his physical aspect ever, but we see stuff coming up a little bit more and more over time about a mental aspect, which. Some guys, it's not a common thing just to come into the NFL and just know how to process a play right away in less than 3 seconds and everything. A lot of these guys, unless you're coached by some crazy quarterback coach in college, the first time you get a great coach as a quarterback is in the NFL. And so if he didn't, let's just say he didn't come to the NFL with that great mental aspect that is usually acquired. It's not a skill thing. And he's never had that great coaching. Do you think it's just the mental aspect? Do you think it's just, he's out there, he can make any throw on the field, but maybe he's not processing it fast enough. Maybe it's just the easiest throw every time. Maybe there's not enough. I know what the defense is doing. What's the excuse? Because I know you don't doubt his arm.
I think it's on him because obviously he has the arm strength. I thought it was the coaching before. But
it still could be the coaching.
Obviously, they replaced Kellen Moore, who's hasn't seemed to be much different offense. I do want to say he had 300 yards without Eckler there, Trevor. So there's first. It's the same stuff which he's doing last year.
Never used Joshua Kelly, who I had in fantasy this week. And he ended up with like 6.4 points. I was so pissed off.
Zach,
But
in
like,
freaking 8:14 on Thursday night, I got DeAndre Swift in. Carrie's like, dude, you got to
Don't
take
do
him
it.
out, put Josh Kelly in. Do it. And I was like, all right.
let me cook.
Swift for Kelly, man. I still won, thankfully,
But first 2 years we saw Herbert throw, and the last 2 years we've seen more of this. That he'll have 20 completions and it'll be for 140 yards. That he's not throwing deep. He's just throwing these short dump off passes, and yeah, he's good. But
So I'm gonna go ahead and give a talking point from Chargers Twitter because I see a lot of their stuff. I also see a lot of Bears Twitter. For some
why?
reason, I have no idea. But
Dude,
they're not very
like,
happy. I will tell you this: they are not happy right now. But Chargers Twitter also not happy. And one of the things that I've seen over and over again from Chargers Twitter is, why do you draft a wide receiver in the first round if you're going to use him on 25% of offensive snaps or less?
Was that week 2? He played a lot week 1, right?
No. I think his snap percentage went down in week 2, and he was at, I think, 23 or 24% offensive snaps in week 1.
Do you know if that was a touchdown in this last game? The one that was to the back corner to Josh Palmer, and they called it a touchdown, and then they called it incomplete, and then they reviewed it?
I don't remember.
In the back corner, it was like he barely got his 2 toes down. That doesn't really have much to do with what you're saying, but...
And we can argue all we want about Herbert not being elite, whatever. But Herbert's not the problem with this team. It is that secondary.
It's not the problem with the team. No.
Because at least the pass rush did nothing against Miami. They had, I think, 5 sacks against Tannehill. But Tannehill's not a passing guy. He's a game manager, as Zach would say. But they allowed a guy like Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill had 4 incompletions against that defense.
Yeah.
When you're letting Ryan Tannehill do that to you, this team is not going anywhere.
And honestly, like, I know it's still early in the season. There's only been 2 weeks. But there has not been a lot of, like, it's probably just because it's the first 2 weeks of the season. Be safe, stick to your guns, don't get injured. But there has not been a lot of, like, passing down the field.
Yeah.
Like, by anybody yet.
For sure. I mean, the only 2 people I've seen do it this year, and this is why they're both moving up on my QB list, has been Kirk Cousins and Matthew Stafford.
Yeah. I won't say deep, but Tua has consistently thrown the ball like 15 to 20 yards downfield, like a few plays in a row.
Yeah.
He has.
Yeah. Less so in the Patriots game, but
yeah, but that's also Patriots. That's Patriots defense too.
I mean, they were probably playing a cover 3 shell or something like that all game. I haven't watched the tape like eyes on it like a hawk or anything, but it's probably because they were playing a cover 3 shell. The one time Tua did take a deep shot, it did get picked off, but I mean, honestly, with that offense, with the way they were running the ball against the Patriots, they didn't need to. I mean, they were completing these short passes. They were running the ball well. Why force the ball down the field against a secondary that's wanting you to force the ball down the field when you don't have to?
And I don't want to say it's a must-win game for them week 3, but it's a big game for them. But for how much we talked about the AFC being this good, if you quickly run down the teams, like Broncos, meh. Chargers, meh. Chiefs have been disappointing. Raiders are the Raiders. Texans, Colts, Jaguars have looked okay so far. Titans haven't looked great. Bengals, gone. Browns without Chubb are a mess. Steelers have no offense. Ravens have looked one of the better teams. Patriots are not there. Bills have looked iffy, and the Jets have no quarterback. And so it's really the Dolphins are kind of...
Yeah, they're probably the favorite in the AFC
right now. But NFC's looked a lot better early on.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to soft agree with that.
They've had easier
wait
schedule.
until like week 8 to get like a real good taste.
I mean, because you look at the
who has played 5 or more good games.
There's 7 undefeated teams in the NFC right now and 2 in the AFC.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's still early, but
it's very early. I mean, you look at the Cowboys. I mean, they've played the Giants and the Jets. The Giants, if the Arizona Cardinals weren't trying to tank this year, they would have won that game. I legitimately believe that if Arizona wasn't trying to tank, they would have won that game.
Cardinals have looked good both weeks. They could have easily won against Commanders and last week against Giants.
Yeah, but I think they're trying to tank. I think that's literally their objective is to go 0-16.
I think if Kyler Murray was there, they'd be 2-0 right now.
I don't think they let them be 2-0.
Yeah.
I mean, the defensive play calling in that second half was awful.
And Josh Dobbs
looked like they were trying to let the Giants win the game. It literally did.
And Josh Dobbs has played well. I mean, he's not going to do anything crazy, but he's been fine. He hasn't turned the ball over.
He's been Josh Dobbs.
For a guy that's been there, For a guy that's been there 3 weeks.
He's a good backup.
For sure.
All right, Trevor, we got.
Should I start off? I'll start off mild. We didn't read through our quarterback lists. Would have taken too long. But just where I'm at right now, it's just really hard to think of anybody else that's the best quarterback in the NFL besides Tua. Like, from just what I see every time he drops back, throws the ball. Dude, I noticed it. I'm not a fan. I'm a football fan. I wouldn't say I'm a Tua fan. I'm a Tua enjoyer. But when he goes back and I see him start that throwing motion and he's about to throw the ball, I'm excited, dude. I'm excited to see if it's going to squeeze in between a couple players, just drop over somebody's helmet.
Do you get nervous when he steps up in the pocket and looks like he's going deep?
Week 1 I did, which, the one throw that was an interception seemed like it could have been called for pass interference, but, there was 2 throws before that should have been picked off. It's just Tyreek Hill is able to run into a space that there's not a lot of people there. So, I mean, if you just throw it up, it's one-on-one. It looks like it should be picked. But I feel like this offense really doesn't need to go deep, because if you can hit Tyreek Hill within 20 yards, which Tua has shown in 2 weeks. Oh, not even Hill. It could be Waddle. It could be one of those other white guys. But really, it's either Tua or Hill. If you can hit him within 20 to 15 yards, which he's shown he can do, they're probably going to run another 10, 15 yards. And, I don't you can go the whole season. You should be able to without throwing the ball 60 yards down the field every game if you can connect enough times.
Do we see a point where teams start to figure out this offense? Like, we saw how Lamar was so dominant that 1 year MVP season. People kind of figured him out the next year. We saw the Eagles. The Eagles are not the same offense they had last year.
Who does Miami play next week?
Denver. So that's...
And the thing, that's going to be a good first test, because PS2 is a good man corner, because you can't play zone against this offense. Because if they put 3 receivers on the first side, 2 fast guys are going to go split a zone into where it's open, and then one of them is going to be open. The third guy is either going to be going deep and bringing the safety deep, or going flat and putting the corner in the flat out of the play, from what it seems like. And Tua just processes the play so fast, he gets the ball out. It seems like it's just a game of chess, and he's already 2 moves ahead.
So when I was watching the Patriots game, I was paying attention to this scheme that McDaniels was running with that offense. And it's really, really, really tough to defend. Basically, the only way you can defend it is if you have 2 really good man corners and a decent third man guy. Because the scheme they run is typically they go motion to figure out if you're in a zone or a man. They motion across and then back across to figure out if you're a zone and man. And then they run a drag, wheel, flat. And if you're in zone, that is impossible to cover. You can't cover that play. Because the wheel looks like a flat until the guy turns up, and then the corner who's stuck on an island out there has to make a decision. Do I pass this off to the safety and potentially allow a big gain, or do I cover the flat? Most of the time, they make the decision to go with the deep ball, and then Tua is able to hit the flat route, which typically puts up 7-8 yards. And then if he goes with the shallow guy, Tua hits that pass to Berrios over the top on the wheel route. It's a really, really tough thing to guard unless you're playing with pretty good man corners, and on like a cover 2 scheme or something like that, cover 2 man scheme. But even then, if you don't got the players to pull that off, it's almost impossible to stop. Because like Trevor said, the players that they have on this roster at wide receiver with Jalen Waddle, that's his name, Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill, these guys are so fast. It's really easy for them to run their route, and if it's not there, find a soft spot in the zone. And Tua is very good at processing information. He's a very accurate quarterback, so he's able to find those guys in those spots 10, 15 yards down the field. It just makes it really tough offense to guard. So I don't know if Denver's the team to do that. They have the best man corner in the league in Pat Surtain, and I really do believe that. I don't know if the rest of the defense is up to snuff to be able to stop that, though.
A healthy Patriots secondary would have won that game.
It's the Patriots have a good secondary for that, but I think it's like this McDaniel system.
They're missing 2 of their 4 best corners. Jonathan Jones, who usually covers Hill out, and Jack Jones is on IR, sadly.
Marcus Jones got hurt during the game, right?
I know who gives Jonathan Jones golf lessons.
Who?
Nice.
Can't tell you.
Yeah, sounds illegal.
Wow.
sounds.
Tell me.
But what I was gonna say, the offense is probably like, I bet Mike McDaniel got really high or took a lot of Adderall and then studied like the KC offense, where they were like, it was like they had something. They had like some quick crossers across the middle. They had those little fast receivers, and they had Kelsey like finding a soft spot in the zone like right away. Mm-hmm. And then, that's all there. And if they play Patrick Mahomes, you give him more time, he's going to run around all day in the backfield, and then Tyreek Hill is just going to run away from everybody. Mm-hmm. It's kind of similar to that in Miami, but instead of all the running around in the backfield, you just need Tua to be a good decision maker, like right away.
Yeah.
Like make a good decision. If 2 seconds, if they're blitzing, somebody's going to be open.
I would love to see them play Pittsburgh. I actually really would, because I think that's a good matchup for him. Pittsburgh's defense is pretty good. They have a great pass rush with guys that can get pressure immediately.
Do you think Kenny Pickett's going to keep up?
I'm talking more about the defense, Kerry, but okay.
The defense can't do it on their own. Do you watch this offense?
Yeah, the offense looks bad. How's that Kenny Pickett take going, Kerry?
George Pickens looked great yesterday, though. So
George Pickens is a great wide receiver. I liked him preseason. I thought he was a better pick than Deontay Johnson.
Patrick Mahomes, the way he's able to extend a play, his play extending trait.
Yeah.
I would go. I guess I have to, since I put Tua at 1 and Patrick Mahomes at 2. But I guess I'll say that Tua's processing is as good of a trait as Patrick Mahomes' play extending.
Okay.
Which hasn't been that fire without Tyreek Hill.
I'm going to disagree with you, but I don't hate that opinion. So.
Fair enough.
Alrighty. Time for point number 2. This is to all the KC fans. Patrick Mahomes has not looked great through 2 weeks, but there is literally no need to panic. Patrick Mahomes is still Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is working with the weakest cast of characters he has had his entire NFL career.
It's not getting any better, though. Nobody's coming to save him.
Listen, all I'm saying is I think it'll get better as the season goes on. I see KC being still a top 5 offense in this league at the end of the year.
Kadarius Toney looked good.
He looked better.
I mean, it couldn't be worse.
Yeah.
Honestly, Zach, I don't have any reason to feel this way. Well, I mean, I do, but it's all speculation. But I'm going to disagree with that. I just feel like just Kelsey is not enough. I don't think there's anything else on this offense.
Great running back core.
Great?
Who?
Isaiah Pacheco, Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
Did you see McKinnon in the playoffs last year?
That is a great running back core.
Yeah.
That's the most wild take I've heard in a while. Kerry continues to be wrong every week.
I don't see like if Kelsey has the best season possible, he's gonna have 1,600 yards and 16 touchdowns.
But see, I think right now the big issue is miscommunication between the wide receivers and the quarterback, and that will improve as the season goes on. It is bound to improve as the season goes on. I see Sky Moore improving. I do see, even though I've roasted the shit out of him on Twitter, I do see Kadarius Toney getting better in this offense. Obviously,
he still doesn't seem like a wide receiver to me. He seems like a gadget.
Well, yeah.
They don't have wide receivers. They just have speed players. That's all they need in this team.
Is that really all they need?
How many rings have they won? And have they ever had a,
go this year? Is that all they need? Are you sure that's all they need this year?
They won it last year. Who did they lose? Juju, who doesn't even play. Who did they lose from this offense? You're like, oh, Mahomes is no one. They won last year. Who did they lose, Trevor?
MVS was a more viable option than anyone on this team right now.
MVS, the season is over. We lost MVS.
What about the defense? They lost people on defense.
Huh?
They lost players in their secondary.
The biggest loss on this team was Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy, the biggest loss in this Chiefs team. Saw the Commanders went out, scored 35 points. Commanders offense that hasn't looked good. Yes, Sam Howell's a better quarterback than what they had last year. Still, Eric Bieniemy, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Bieniemy.
He
was the biggest loss for this team. I don't think
Bieniemy.
He's the enemy.
Yeah.
But that was a big loss. But stop your whining about the Chiefs. God, he's Travis Kelce. That's all you need if you saw last year. No, you weren't. He was.
I was not whining.
Yes, you were. I
was just saying I don't think it's going to be enough this year.
I think that they're going to be fine, though. I think that the offensive woes won't be this bad throughout the rest of the year.
But the Jags have a top 10 defense.
I agree.
And the Chiefs scored 17 points.
Yeah.
How much did the Jags
score? They're healthy, and this is it. This is the Chiefs. And the Jags did not play well offensively either. Like
it was week 2 in Jacksonville. What are you talking about? God.
Okay, week 1 they didn't look that much better. I know they
didn't
have
give Burrow all the. You're letting Burrow off the hook for all this shit. All these offenses.
That's what I'm saying. If Burrow has weapons though. Burrow has a good offense. All I look at this KC team in the year 2023. All I see is Travis Kelce.
Trevor, we talked about this 2 years ago in this podcast when the Chiefs were like 2-4 to start the season, and everybody was like, "The dynasty's over. It's over. Burn the ships. Rome is over." And you know what? They came back.
How often do you guys think about the Roman Empire?
6 times a day.
Somebody asked me that. I told him
that's so weird.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think about it like every day.
I do.
Yeah.
That'll be America soon.
I'm gonna start hating on KC soon. I'm not gonna start hating on them. I'm gonna start exposing them sooner than the average football fan would start.
Okay.
Just like I did with Justin Herbert.
Alrighty.
Because, Patrick Mahomes is great, but there's 11 players out there.
That has literally never been your opinion ever.
All right.
I can't believe I just heard Trevor say that. That's hilarious. Okay, point number 2, Carrie.
I'm hating on Justin's tonight. Justin Fields is cooked, guys. He could still be he's a great fantasy quarterback. He's never going to be a good NFL quarterback.
This was one of my points, too.
Yeah, it was one of mine.
If I'm the Bears, I'm trading him next year. I'm drafting a rookie. He's not the guy, guys.
Yeah. It's
once again.
I mean, if you watch the replays from that Bucks game,
he was awful.
Bro cannot. Does he have Jameis Winston syndrome where he needs the eye surgery?
I don't know how that works. Passing once he got DJ Moore.
I think it's like for him, it's like the mental thing. Like he's always had a good arm. He's always been like the most athletic kid on the field. Like you can obviously hit the guy when he's open. You can hit the guy at Ohio State, but like now it comes to the NFL, like his physical aspect is all there too, but like just mentally, he was missing guys that were wide open. Like he wasn't.
I mean, there were guys. I mean, I can't remember where it was, but I believe it was on like the 30-yard line. I mean, there's a guy running free at like the
You're talking about,
5-yard
they were
line.
at like the 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just running free to the end zone at the 5-yard line, and he gets sacked on that play.
Yeah. He ran forward. He didn't just get sacked.
Yeah,
he ran into the.
He went here, he set, he looked, and then ran straight into the defensive tackle. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen when watching film.
It is week 2, and we tend to overreact. He did kind of start to break out. He had a rough start last year, and it was like maybe halfway through the season he really started to turn it around, but rough so far.
Maybe he's going to have to knock the rust off like every year for a few weeks.
That
seems like every quarterback in the NFL seems to have to do that this year.
Oh, but it's different for like guys like Fields. I don't mean a couple weeks, because it took Fields like 5-6 weeks to get up.
I just find it hilarious that I feel like I hyped them up a bit, but like the 2 like biggest breakout candidates this offseason from NFL media was Pickett and Fields.
Not happening.
Bro, nobody was gassing up Pickett except you.
That's not true. That is not true.
Yeah, that's not true. Especially after the off-season numbers he had, or the
preseason numbers and the throws he was making. Guy looked good. Come to regular season, man looks like absolute dog water.
But Baker Mayfield looked excellent preseason and turned out strong so far.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean that was one of my points. I'll just go ahead and this is my third point. Justin Fields doesn't look good. I don't think he is the future of Chicago. He doesn't, and I don't know if it's entirely Fields' fault. It looks like they have done absolutely no work on him besides telling him, yeah, just go out there and throw the football when you see a guy that's open. He doesn't know how to diagnose defenses. He doesn't know when to... the play calling's been awful as well. I mean, they've called 4 designed runs for him in 2 weeks. I mean, Fields' best attribute is his legs. No matter how much arm talent he has, his best attribute is his legs. And if you're not,
even if you don't want him to run, just make the defense think that he might run.
Exactly. Run an RPO every once in a while. It's not that complicated.
You know what's hilarious too? For all the hate on Ohio State quarterbacks, Justin Fields has started 27 games in the NFL. In his second game in the NFL, C.J. Stroud had a higher passing yard game than Justin Fields has ever had.
Yeah. To be
Justin
fair, most of it was in garbage time, but
22
still
Chicago.
Stroud's impressed me early on.
I still think he's the most arm-talented quarterback in this draft.
But I think they were missing 4 starting linemen.
Yeah.
And Dameon Pierce has really sucked through this year.
Yeah, good call there, Kerry.
That's what I do, boy.
Draft Dameon Pierce. He is going to break out this year. Great last year. He's at the rookie quarterback. He's going to be fantastic.
Take everything I say opposite this year and you'd be making some money.
Yeah, basically take the opposite of whatever Kerry said, and you're batting 1,000 this year. Oh, man. So that's Kerry's point number 2. Trevor, was that your point number 2?
Yeah, mine was that I've officially started to lose faith in Justin Fields. I've always heard out the excuses for him, and been like, okay, maybe that's right, but now, especially just watching him in Tampa, dude. It was Sunday, and I could smell him from here, dude. He was stinking it up. It was awful.
How many years are we giving first-round quarterbacks now? This is his 3rd season as a starter. Before you give up on him.
Oh, gosh.
Or at least bring in another quarterback for a competition.
I don't know, man. But, yeah, let him play this whole year, see if he can get hot again. If he shows promise at the end of the year, whatever. Make the decision when the time comes. It's going to be a hard one, though.
I mean, if you have a quarterback fall to you, then maybe you take him, but unless that happens.
You're getting into the Caleb Williams conversation. At this rate.
My point number 4, because Kerry stole my point number 3.
Wait, should we do our 3s first, then?
Yeah, y'all can do your 3s. Go ahead,
So
Kerry. What's your point number 3?
This one won't take long. I've seen enough. Jets, get a quarterback. They're wasting this talent. Cookie's awful, bro. It's time. Gardner Minshew looked outstanding in relief. Anthony Richardson, I would do whatever I could. I know the Colts wouldn't give him up, but Gardner Minshew, Jameis Winston would be another great one. Anybody. Wilson they're just wasting a season at this point.
This is again similar to one of my points. I'm just gonna cut the showtime by a lot, but I don't know if financially this would be. It would definitely be financially irresponsible, but I don't even know if it would be financially possible. But I feel like if the Jets could somehow get Matthew Stafford, that's a free ring. It'd be the same rent a ring, just like the Rams did. If they could somehow
no way
get Stafford,
the Rams are getting rid of Stafford.
Especially with Bennett and whatever he is.
You know what I heard that was?
Rehab.
Cocaine.
Could be.
But it could be wrong. But that's why any high schoolers listening to this, if you're an athlete, don't go to Georgia, go to Florida.
Go to Miami.
No.
Go to Miami for the weekend, have a good time with your family, and then go to school.
Go to Coral Gables, Florida. Enjoy the beaches. Play for the best football team.
Go to UF and enjoy the bitches.
They're uglier up at Gainesville, trust me.
It depends on what kind of girls you like, honestly.
If you like ugly girls, you're gonna love Gainesville. Gainesville!
There's a lot of pretty Asian at UF, though.
Huh?
All right.
A lot of pretty Asian women at UF.
Can you put that in a quote for this week's paper?
Yeah, that'll be on. There's a lot of pretty Asian women at UF. It's just a picture. All right. Anyways, yeah. Stafford, New York Jets, free Super Bowl.
Drew Lock? Anyone?
No.
Please, yes, give it to Drew Lock. He's not afraid to throw the football.
Not real. That's not a real option.
Honestly, Sam Darnold, Jets return.
The thing is, all these teams, if you have a decent QB2 like that, why are you going to give them up?
Yeah, that's true.
It's the QB3s that are like Houston, maybe because they have Keenum and Davis Mills. Like something like that where they have multiple quarterbacks. But there isn't many of those situations.
DTR. Either. See if you can get DTR.
They're talking about trading Matthew Stafford last week.
What?
Weren't the Rams talking about trading Matthew Stafford
that was me on the podcast suggesting that. So it's not going to happen if I'm saying.
They might trade Cam Akers.
That's happening.
Yeah, I mean, Kyron Williams is a better back.
If we're talking about the Rams, I got another point that would go right into this conversation.
Go ahead.
If we just want to unload the clip.
Yeah, just go unload it.
Sometimes there's some men that I ride. And
Pause.
As soon as things start going bad, I jump off ship just to say I told you so. And Sean McVay was one of those guys, and I was just all the talent. I never liked him, never wanted to give him his flowers, but he's been really growing on me these past 2 weeks. That win in week 1, and they took the Niners this week all the way down to the end, and they look like a team that could win 9 games, and nobody expected that this year. The defense looks like a respectable unit. The offense with Puka and Tutu somehow
looks good. Puka! By the way, shout out to Puka Nacua winning me $180 on his final catch of the night.
Wow. That's
it's just
that was special, man.
They haven't achieved much, but with how good they look, how respectable they look, with you just look at the roster, it's got to be the coaching. So shout out to Sean McVay, starting to grow on me a little bit again.
Also, from what I've heard out of the Rams camp,
you got sources in there? You got some sources?
No,
there?
I listen to people who have sources because I'm an analyst.
Those sources have sources.
Yeah. Apparently, Puka Nacua has been kind of a sponge from Cooper Kupp. So it makes sense why Stafford has found such a connection with him.
I just want to see what happens when Kupp comes back.
His numbers are going to fall off the face of the planet. if Kupp comes back. Because I don't know what's going on with him. It was a hamstring injury. He was week to week, and then now he's on IR. And seeing a specialist in Minnesota. So,
it sounded like they didn't want to place him on IR, but he could have been back like 3.
In the same fantasy league, and I'm 0-2.
Sad times. So is that point? Well, how many points have we done? That's 3 for Carey.
I have 2
I have
left.
1 more.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and go. It's about my Jaguars. I have to bring them up. There is absolutely no reason to panic if you're a Jaguars fan. I don't know why Jags Twitter is panicking about a loss to the defending Super Bowl champions when they just got Chris Jones and Travis Kelce back. But Jags Twitter's panicking, and I don't know why. We whooped the KC Chiefs up and down the field offensively, and because our guys can't put 2 feet in bounds, we lost the game. It's that simple. Now, did Trevor Lawrence look fantastic? No. Did the run game look fantastic? Also, not really. But when you consider what we were able to do in terms of driving the ball down the field, getting ourselves into red zone situations, a lot of it comes down to the fact that, one, Zay Jones, Calvin Ridley, I realize that those are tough catches, but you're getting paid a lot of money to make those catches. Get 2 feet in bounds. They made the catches. Catches were the problem. Boom. Now we just got to get 2 feet in bounds. This ain't college. And 2, play calling was absolutely atrocious. I don't know why you're running a read option at 1st and goal from the 1 with Trevor Lawrence to the outside that is overloaded. Can't explain that to me. There's no explanation for why that is even a thing. Get in power formation, do a tush push. The NFL hasn't outlawed it yet. Do it. Trevor Lawrence is a very tall guy. Get him behind the center and do this. Straightforward. It's not that complicated. But instead, we try and run this read option power shotgun play to an overloaded side with a safety and a corner on it. Trevor Lawrence isn't the slowest quarterback in the league, but he's not faster than a safety and a corner on the Chiefs. Play calling's got to get better. Yes. Guys got to make plays when the quarterback throws a very good ball. Absolutely. Jaguars should not panic. Defense played well. Offense was driving the ball pretty well, considering we ended up with 4 red zone attempts and no touchdowns. We were at least moving the ball down the field. Now we just got to execute when we get in the red zone. Absolutely no panic if you're a Jaguars fan, and I am not panicking on this Jaguars team. Also,
you should at least panic with the offense a little bit.
4 drops this week and 4 touchdowns that wide receivers didn't get their feet in bounds on perfect passes. They were great throws. Wide receivers got to get his feet in.
Do you know what I want to say about the Jags?
Yeah.
I think it's time for the conversation. Trevor Etienne is better than Travis Etienne.
That's such a wild take. Okay, another thing I want to say about the Jags, if you're going to draft a power running back, use him. Why is Tank Bigsby not getting the ball on 1st and goal from the 1? It's just bad. It's bad play calling. It's really, really atrocious play calling. It was painful to watch that game, and I watched every snap.
I think the defense looked close to elite, very close to elite, but the offense did not impress me a single time. Trevor Lawrence had 2 deep passes that he hit that were, I was very impressed. But besides that, like getting the ball in plus territory, I don't know if it was a pick or a fumble.
You didn't watch that game?
He didn't watch the game.
Huh?
The game was not on at the bar.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Okay, well, still, I'm saying what happened. They got turnovers in plus territory.
They got 1 turnover.
I think it was 2.
And the 1 turnover they got, I don't think was in plus territory. The Andre Cisco pick happened at like the 10-yard line.
Yeah, the other one was
10.
They had 1 lost fumble.
The other one I think was a fumble recovery, which was also a forced fumble by Andre Cisco, arguably one of the best safeties in the league, in my opinion.
Olakun was balling too.
Yeah, he's great linebacker. Been saying it for a while. Second best linebacker in the league.
Wow, Isaiah Pacheco with 6 yards a carry against your vaunted defense. He sucks.
It's not. We just said it's not an elite backfield.
Travis Kelce only at 26 yards.
Yeah, Andre Sisco was locking him down all game. Him and Trey Herndon.
Noah
score?
Gray had more yards. Yeah, he had a touchdown.
Because I thought he had at least like 10 fantasy points.
Yeah, he had a touchdown on like, I think it was like 2nd and goal from the 5 or something like that.
The Chiefs have like 7 wide receivers on the roster because like I go through the receiving and there's like 7 different wide receivers with a catch. Sky Moore, Justin Watson, Tony, Rashee Rice, MVS, Richie James. I know there's another one. Guess if they think if we can just get like
there's another one.
we can just get like 10 mediocre receivers, that'll make up for it.
Justin Watson.
Yeah. No Justin Watson slander. Justin Fields and Justin Herbert slander. No Justin Watson slander tonight.
Anyway, my point is, Jaguars Twitter needs to stop panicking. I think the team looked okay. Obviously, some kinks we have to work out on offense. Defense looked elite. And we move on. Head playing Houston, which should be an easy W.
Fuck. I wanted the Jags to lose this week.
I bet you did.
I'm freaking texting. It's okay. Will Anderson is going to hit Trevor Lawrence once, and that'll be enough for me. Make it one more week.
I don't know. Another thing that Jaguars Twitter is freaking out about, but I don't think played that bad, is the O-line. We get Cam Robinson back this week, and it looks like they're going to put Cam Robinson back at tackle, move Walker Little into guard. Walker Little has been playing outstanding at tackle, so I'm confused as to why they're moving him into guard. But
I'm more confused to why we're talking about Walker Little.
Because he has like the 5th best rating as a pass blocker in the NFL. Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater.
He's no Brandon Sheriff.
He's played really bad this year. Been really disappointed with Brandon Sheriff.
He's old. He's got to be up there.
I think he's like 33.
Yeah. He's been around a bit.
Anyway. All right, point number 4, Carrie.
All right, I'm sick of hearing excuses about this guy. Mostly this comes from Trevor. Jalen Hurts has looked like shit this year. And for all like crap Burrow's got, Hurts did not look good against Patriots. I talked about it last week. He had 2 good throws last week, and then they just ran the ball with Swift. They didn't even trust him to throw in the entire second half. They just handed the ball off the entire game. If the Vikings didn't fumble the ball 5 times, I don't even know how you fumble the ball 5 times in one game. They should have won that game.
It's because Alexander Madison, your fantasy breakout player of the year.
There's another one, Zach. That guy. Yeah. If anybody plays in a fantasy league with me, he's up for trade. But yeah,
this is a league winner, guys. Alexander Madison, just as good as Dalvin Cook.
I mean, last
week when I tried to say that this offense was missing something without Dalvin Cook because nobody's scared of the run, you yelled at me.
Yeah, he did. And then he proceeded to fumble the ball like 3 times.
Sometimes you gotta have good takes to have bad takes, and you gotta have bad takes to have good takes.
I'll let that slide.
Over here, it's 100% Zach Stradamus.
Okay, but
1% down here.
On the Dalvin Cook hype train, you want to hear his stats 2 games in the season?
No, bro.
Yeah, let's hear the stats about Jets offense. Tell me, Carrie, are the Jets offense, is it bad? Is it really bad?
Dalvin Cook, 17 carries for 40 yards.
Yeah.
We have like 4 carries last Sunday.
For 7 yards. He's looked rough.
Yeah, he doesn't look good, and they haven't given Brees all the ball at all.
Well, you can't do anything with Zach Wilson, with Pookie.
But I don't know if people figured out the Eagles' offense, but I mean, no one could stop that sneak. But beyond that, and we'll see how it goes.
I want to see them, honest to God, they get about 3 yards of carry with that.
The Eagles'
I want to see them do that every down. That'd be so
funny. The Eagles' offense is figured out.
Yeah. Jason Kelce said that
for like 37 points this past week.
Do you hear what I just said? When you get a team to give you 5 turnovers, you're probably going to get some easy opportunities. You can't run the ball 40 straight plays and think that's going to work every week.
I think they're going to get hammered by Dallas. And
I hope
Dallas.
so.
I
hate
Dallas.
Philly more than Dallas. I hope Jason Kelsey has some. I won't finish that sentence.
Bro hates the Kelsey brothers.
They're scoring 30 points a game. Yeah, this offense they're fucked. I understand why people don't like the Eagles though, because like
they had one.
Usually, like your quarterback having a bad game, or like your wide receiver one like starting off terrible, or like your defense not being good at this is like enough to lose you games. But like the Eagles are just so good everywhere else, like it's just you could just like put a Band-Aid over it and y'all still win the game by 10 points.
Week 1, they just had field goals. They had like 3 field goals week 1, and all the rest of the points for defense.
Alrighty. Trevor, you have one more point left, and then I'll go.
Yeah, it's all about speculation, though. The entire NFL should be scared of Anthony Richardson. What do you guys think?
No.
Come on.
No.
I really like what he's done, but not yet.
One of y'all said he should like sit for like 2 years.
I did.
I did too.
Bro's cooking.
So here's my thing with Anthony Richardson. I am really worried that he is going to hit a wall when people figure out what he's doing. Because it's not that hard to figure out.
I also think he can't.
Freak athlete.
His passing looks fine.
He's a freak athlete. He's throwing really basic routes and moving the ball with his legs. And most of it is moving the ball with his legs.
And it's not really working out for him because he's now left back-to-back games with injuries. So obviously this play isn't going to be sustainable for an entire season at this point.
You think it's more likely that he gets injured every single week?
Oh, well, he's 100%.
He's 100% so far.
Okay, but still.
But I'm saying, no, maybe not every week, but eventually if he keeps playing like this, with how bad, I mean, he has to do everything himself. Besides Michael Pittman, he has no one out there until JT comes back. But for now, if he's doing them all himself, I mean, who knows how long he can stay healthy doing that. But Gardner Minshew looked great.
Would you even tell him to get down like once he's in the secondary? Because he's 6 inches taller than everybody else. He's got 50 pounds on everybody in the secondary. Like,
yeah, I'd still tell him to get down considering his injury history now in the NFL.
Is he going to be cleared for next
week? How many players come to the NFL and leave the game with 2 concussions in their first 2 starts?
Yeah, it's going to be
was his first one a concussion?
No, but I think he got hit in the head.
No, it was 2 concussions in back-to-back weeks.
I don't think it was a real concussion. People would have been bitching about it.
I believe it was ruled 2 concussions in back-to-back weeks.
No, he didn't need contusion week 1.
Okay.
But he's going to be able to play?
Stay healthy. At some point, if it gets too bad and it's, week 10, probably sit him down, shut him down, try to get Marvin Harrison Jr. That would be awesome if they could get him in Indy.
Yeah, I mean, he looks fine. He looks a lot better than I expected him to look. But again, my worry is he's doing a lot of it right now with his athleticism. Once defenses start to scheme around his athleticism, I think it's not going to go quite as well. That's my only worry with Richardson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we all 5'd out?
Nope, I have one more. And I believe Carey has one more. Okay, my final point of the night is going to... It's going to make Carey mad. I'm just going to preface this, so I'm getting ready for screaming. See? I think Desmond Ridder looks fine. And he's exactly what I wanted him to be.
What is that?
Zach,
game manager?
What was the line you said for him?
Let me look.
It's like 4,000 yards.
Yeah,
Not 4,000 yards.
It was
wasn't
very
even
high.
close. No, it was not. It was not high at all. Hold on. It's not in this notebook. I believe it was around like 3,300, 3,500, something like that.
it was more than that.
I don't think it was.
He's on pace for 2,900 right now.
Okay, and he hasn't needed to throw the ball that much.
He's gonna have to at some point, and that'll be the question.
Listen, I think he's looked perfectly fine. Obviously, he's not... I'm trying to find the freaking thing. Obviously, he's not the game breaker. I never said he would be.
He hasn't.
I think he's exactly... I think he is... I think he works with this Atlanta offense. I still think this Atlanta offense, coupled with this Atlanta defense, is taking this division. And I'm going to say I was right.
This is also an Atlanta team as if you want to get on the Saints for playing bad teams early, that has played Carolina and Green Bay. So sure, it could work against teams like that, but once they start,
Green Bay was undefeated until they played.
Fuck. So was Atlanta. So was Atlanta.
What a comment!
They were. Who do they play next week? Who does
So
Atlanta
far,
play
they
next week?
beat 2 undefeated teams.
Who did Atlanta play? Who does Atlanta play this week?
Lions. I don't think it's gonna work against Lions in Detroit.
I'm taking
There's your first,
Atlanta.
and the Jaguars week 4. Oh, that's
They're
tough.
gonna lose to the Jags. They're gonna lose to the Jags, but they're gonna beat the Lions.
Zach's gonna be so confused who to root for.
No,
He's gonna be like, Desmond Ritter, the prince who was promised. Ugh.
the Prince who was promised is gonna win that game. I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
Speaking of the NFC South, my final point: Saints are here. Saints are ready for the NFC.
Dude, what are you talking about? This offense is looking like dog shit, and they played 2 terrible offenses.
Their offense looked like dog shit, and they played 2 terrible offenses.
Yes. I don't know what doesn't make sense about that. Their offense looks like dog shit. That's 1. They played 2 terrible offenses. That's 2. They're 2 separate things.
You combine them together in one sentence.
No, there was a comma.
How do I supposed to know this comma, Zach?
When I say the word "and," that's how.
You didn't say it.
I always... Yes, I did. What the heck? I said their offense looks awful, or their offense looks dog shit. Sorry. Their offense looks dog shit, and they've played 2 terrible offenses.
So
Green Bay's offense is twice the offense of anyone that they've played so far. Yeah.
Zach, name 2 starting wide receivers for the Packers right now.
Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson. There you go.
Watson's not there.
You saying Christian Watson is not a member of the Packers organization?
He's not active. I said 2 active Packers wide receivers.
No, you did not say active. You said name 2 Packers wide receivers. Checkmate.
Why would I tell you to name a guy
always
who's not on the
wrong.
roster?
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I rest my case.
Yeah, name
Go
one
ahead.
more.
Go ahead. Carrie, continue.
No, name one.
I already did.
He hasn't played for the team. He's not on the team.
He is on the team.
He's not on the active roster.
Yes, he is.
He's not wearing a uniform. He is not taking his clothes off and putting on a Green Bay Packers jersey.
Guarantee you he's done that in practice.
A practice jersey, not an actual jersey.
I guarantee you he's worn an actual Green Bay Packer jersey before.
I don't know. Let's call him up and ask him right now. But we'll find out because the Saints play the Packers this week.
Packers are winning that game.
Saints defense is nasty. Derek Carr's just going to get better. Alvin Kamara is back.
Not yet.
It's a one-dimensional offense right now.
One more week.
And this is the easiest schedule in the NFL.
Alvin Kamara is not back until next week, Kerry.
He's back week 4.
Yeah, it's week 3.
Yeah.
You said he's back this week.
I said back soon.
Oh.
I didn't say this week. I said
you just said Alvin Kamara is back. They play the Packers.
I think the best team they play is probably the Lions or the Jaguars the rest of the season.
So it's 2 L's. Yeah.
We'll see. guy would
Put
never
money
use
on
my-
that, Carrie. Let's make a bet.
That they'll go 0-2?
0-2 against the Jags and the Lions.
Sure.
Y'all should bet on
Yeah,
this game.
you have to pay me for fantasy if you lose.
Okay, I'll pay you for fantasy if I lose.
What do you want from me?
If I win, you have to pay me for fantasy.
Deal. Deal.
Pay for fantasy. I feel very good about bets against Carrie. Carrie, do you want to make any more bets today?
About anything?
About
I'm good for that right now.
literally anything.
That's an easy one.
It could be Joe Burrow over 3 passing yards. I don't care.
Now, I'll take that one.
He gets hurt like Aaron Rodgers on play 2 of the game.
That'd be funny. Hey, wait, he's playing on Monday Night Football, so
Yeah.
a little risky.
Pay for fantasy. 0-2. Saints. V. Jags. Lions. So Carrie is actually going to root against the Lions this year.
I mean, I just need one of them to win. All
That's
right.
true. But neither of them are going to lose, so.
We got anything else? Or ready for rapid fire?
Let's go to rapid fire.
Let's go to rapid fire.
What a great statement by Mr. Scott.
Yes.
All
I
right.
can't
name
believe
a-
I finished this whole thing, by the way.
How much percent was that?
5.3, so nothing crazy, but it's just a lot of volume.
It's no Mead.
It's not Mead.
Name a worse starting quarterback right now than Zach Wilson.
Can't.
Mac Jones.
Hardman.
Mac Jones is better than Zach Wilson. Hate to break it to you.
Gotta
Mac,
make
that's
it.
take number 4. Mac Jones has now become underrated.
Hasn't. He's such a loser. I hate him.
I will say
Every-
whoever is starting for Tenor Rock High School this Friday.
I guess I didn't say NFL, so I guess you're right. Is Baker Mayfield the best Browns quarterback of the 21st century?
Sadly, yes.
Trevor?
No, the 21st century is not over yet.
So far,
Describe Derek Carr in one word.
peaked about 3 years ago.
Good.
Mid.
Trevor, no. How many rings would Bill Belichick have if he never had Tom Brady? Very vague, but I'm going to give it, I think he'd still have 2.
He would have 10 rings from the bowling club on the weekends in
I'm gonna say
freaking
3.
Connecticut, dude.
I'm saying 3.
Bledsoe could have won with those early defenses.
Yep.
That brother would have Employee of the Month at FedEx twice.
Trigger this fan base in one sentence. The New England Patriots. Mac Jones is your starting quarterback.
Nothing without Brady. Did that hurt?
A little bit, man.
Tom Brady in all of his Super Bowls was carried by top 10 defenses.
That didn't really hurt. All right. Call it now. Name a player with a monster game next week.
Monster game next week.
I was wrong. I
I
said that hurt.
Let me tell you guys. Puka.
He's going to come back to life soon just because I started in fantasy. So,
Puka Nakua.
you know,
He's gonna have a big week next week. I don't even have to think about it.
I'm thinking.
I'm thinking
5,
too.
4. This is rapid fire. Carrie, you always get on to us for this stuff.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to say George Pickens has a good game against the Raiders again.
I'm going to say Alexander Madison for some reason.
Because I benched him. That's why.
First play, George Pickens just explodes.
Name a former Florida football player.
Oh, yeah.
Former-
Marquise Pouncey.
Jarvis Moss.
Timothy Tebow. Your
Wow.
mom's favorite player.
Who is more dominant, Lawrence Taylor or Reggie White?
Lawrence Taylor was more dominant.
Lawrence Taylor.
TJ Watt.
You're such a dumbass.
You know he had his first defensive touchdown in his career last night?
Yeah, that was weird to me.
Surprising,
Yeah.
All right, who's the best quarterback to wear number 7? We got guys like Big Ben, John Elway, Michael Vick. I don't know why I put Boomer on here.
Who's
I'll
the
say Big
best?
Ben.
Best.
At what? Misdemeanor charges? Or...
He only got a misdemeanor for that?
Vic? Or
Oh.
Big Ben?
Never mind. Never mind.
I'm taking Elway.
Yeah, Elway, probably.
One of the criminals.
Should Matt Ryan be in the Hall of Fame? He should be in the Hall of Very Good.
Nah, all he did was win MVP. It's not enough.
I actually agree with Trevor, which hurts my soul to say.
Nice.
Is Kirk Cousins a top 10 quarterback?
Absolutely. It's
moving-
undebatable. It's not
He's moving
debatable.
up.
It's not
He
debatable.
might be-
Absolutely
Right now,
not
yeah.
debatable.
One more good game and he's past Trevor Lawrence for me.
He already passed Trevor Lawrence in my QB rankings.
Your rankings are not the same as our rankings. True or false? Justin Jefferson is just like the top 20 you used to do. True or false?
Yeah, they're different.
Justin
No,
Jefferson. is
me
the
and
best-
Zach have the same quarterback list, at least.
No, because yours say you think about them before. Zach's is only this year.
No. I take into account last year. Otherwise, Joe Burrow would be 31.
No, with you,
Actually,
Zach.
no, he'd probably be 27 or 28.
True or false? Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Do you ask this every week?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, he does.
False. It's
most
Tyreek
of
Hill.
It's true.
I have to-
Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver.
I asked it like 40 times in different ways. Who is the best GM in the NFL right now? It is Howie Roseman from Philly.
The Blazers.
I don't think Trevor can name any.
I can name Howie Roseman from Philly.
Who's the GM of San Fran?
John Lynch?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know
I
about
knew that. Oh,
you. Really, but do we remember he traded 3 first-round picks for Trey Lance?
I don't care.
That's,
He makes
so he just
Brock
wasted his-
Purdy look decent, and Brock Purdy sucks.
he wasted his team's future.
Brock Purdy's awful,
Bring
by
it
the way,
away.
guys. If he wasn't surrounded by the most talent in the NFL, he'd be a bottom 5 quarterback. Honestly,
Dude.
Zach Wilson would look better on that offense.
That is a horrible take.
That is an 100% accurate take.
That is a quote right there.
You can
Trevor will write that
absolutely
down.
quote me on that. Brock Purdy is not good.
Ted H6 is gonna love you.
you know who I got? Brock Purdy, the highest I've ever had him right now.
I know, and I thought
I
that
was
was
top
ridiculous,
10.
but I didn't want to
He's
bring it
top
up.
10, boy.
I got him at
All right.
12.
Start one, bench one, cut one. Terry McLaren, Amon-Ra St. Brown, CeeDee Lamb. It is
Cut Terry,
Amon-Ra.
CeeDee Lamb, bench, Amon-Ra.
Start Amon-Ra, bench Lamb, cut Terry. Sadly,
Sadly.
I'm going to disagree with both of you. I'm starting him on Raw, I'm benching Terry, and I'm cutting CD.
who's the best pass rusher here? T.J. Watt, Nick Bosa, Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett.
Best pass rusher right now, from what I've seen this season,
Watt, man, he's looked great so far.
he has looked great, but I think Micah Parsons is better.
That's close. If I'm taking a guy for the next 5 years, it's Micah. But Trevor gets to answer.
No comment. No comment.
All right, last one. Has Dak become underrated?
Not to
No.
me, but
No. I don't even know how you could say he's underrated. He hasn't really done all that much this year.
But he's also hated on by absolutely everyone.
Well, I mean,
Except
he
me.
kind of earned that, though. He's earned
Yes.
that.
I think the
I just
Cowboys.
remembered I have jury duty in the morning.
You know what? Actually, Dak was 100% right. I'm not going to go double-digit interceptions because I'm going to throw 10 passes a game.
Yeah,
Wait
he
till
heard
he-
the podcast.
wait till he plays a real-
Whatever our bet was, I told him I'd give half of it. to him. So now he's just not going to throw anything all year.
Winston plays a real offense.
Yeah,
In the Arizona
I mean, we're going to
Cardinals.
see eventually, probably. Who do they play this week?
No, a team that he won't have to throw again, the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh my God. Are you sure this isn't the easiest schedule in the NFL?
They got the Patriots week 4.
Yeah, again, I repeat myself.
Yeah.
Are you sure this isn't the easiest schedule in the NFL?
Don't worry, Sam Howell's coming to town soon.
He'll probably put up 25 on him.
Again, follow us on Twitter, Purely Football. See all those tweets before we talk about them on the show. Also, we pick them on Friday if you want to play along with us and have a good time. That's it for me.
All right. Are we ready to end this show? Cut the crap?
Let's do it.
Alrighty.
Who thought of that? Was there some guy out there that was actually like cutting crap?
Probably not, Carrie. Anyway, Carrie, if someone wants to find you, where can they find you?
Twitter. You can come to my address, 15290, probably just out there. But also on X, Twitter, @BeerlyCarry if you want to get some bad Mac Jones takes. Great time.
Trevor.
I am at Beerly Trev Scott. I want to let you guys know that Matt Flynn made $19.5 million from the Seattle Seahawks, and he only ever threw 9 passes. Seahawks jersey. So shout out to Matt Flynn.
Shout out to him.
If you want to follow me on X, you can follow me on X at BeerlyZach. I'll be posting my weekly quarterback power rankings and talking about all kinds of stuff about the NFL, golf, etc. And we also have a golf podcast, Beerly OB, if any of that interests you. You can follow
And
us.
you could also find Trevor on xxx.com at Beerly Trev Scott if you want to see some premium content.
Please do not do that. Do not do that. If you are interested in following the Beerly OB podcast, it is on our YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, it is on our YouTube. Let's just look for Beerly OB on the YouTube channel, or you can also follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, anywhere you can listen to podcasts. And that is the show for this evening. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next week.